Hey guys, it's Candy. Today I'm using gal braids to create some boho box braids, and this is some hair from my local beauty supply store. They're deep wave human hair. And let us get right into it. Of course, I am doing the knotless method, so I started off by braiding her hair for a little bit, then I start feeding in small pieces of the gal braids. You're gonna find that I love saying gal braids because we use that terminology in Jamaica a lot. Gal, gal. Anyway, so yeah, so once I braid a significant amount of the braiding hair in, I start to add my pieces of curly hair. Maybe when I am like 2 to 2.5 inches down with the braid, I start adding my first piece of curly hair. Now, as you saw, it's two different colors of the curly hair. So we have a number 4 and color number 27 that is blended together in the package. And so I'm being careful, and strategic in how I place those curly hair in order to get the best color blend. Yes. So I start on this braid by adding 2 pieces of the number 4, and now for the third piece I am making that a color number 27. So for the back, I do not add too many curls. I am just adding 3 pieces, and then I'm going to add an ever so tiny piece at the end. So this braiding hair is 26 inches long. It's pretty long. It actually is waist length or just a little bit past the waist depending on your height. And I braid everything towards the very end. Yeah, like you can see. And again, starting off with a braid of her hair, then I add the first piece and braid that in, add my second piece of braiding hair, add the third piece, and I believe that that is a significant amount of braiding here, and I am now able to go in with my first piece of curl. So I'm adding the first piece of curly hair. Make sure I braid that in very well, because if you do not make sure that a significant portion of the shorter piece is included in the braid, then you find that the hair can actually shed. So make sure you're folding a significant length of that hair for the short piece and braid that all the way in before you even consider to clip the curly piece off. So make sure it's pretty secure is what I'm saying. All right, and we just clip that out of the way and continue to braid. So for the gal braids, the actual package, the hair is actually pre-washed. Love that, with apple cider vinegar, and it is pre-stretched. The package has 8 different bundles, and so you definitely are able to, depending on the side of your braid. But this particular style, I only used less than 4 bundles of the hair. Yes, so you definitely were able to get 2 styles from this one package, and the hair is absolutely affordable. And for the bundled hair, I only used a pack and a half. Yeah, we had 2 packs, and I only used a pack and a half for the curls. And again, I am making sure that I add both colors to each braid. Yes, to get that nice, well blended, highlighted look. And I would consider these to be medium, yeah, between small and medium. You want to ensure that when you're braiding, especially this size, you don't go too thick with the braid, or else your hairstyle is going to turn out to be heavy and uncomfortable and unmanageable. So that is why I pretty much basically add maybe 3 4 max. And there are smaller pieces of braiding here. Like when I got to the top of the style, like towards the middle going to the front, I did go ahead and add an extra piece of curl just so it could have a nice full volume. So instead of 3 pieces, I went ahead and added 4 to 5 pieces. And in addition to that, I do always end off with a tiny piece of curly hair at the end. Now you do have the option, if you don't choose to add a piece of tiny hair to the end or curly hair to the end, you can actually rod the end of the hair and dip that in hot water to curl the actual end of the braiding hair. No, I did not hot water, and that's another option. I did not hot water this style because I feel like when you hot water the hair, yes, you still have curls, but I feel like it elongates the curls and it's not as nice and fluffy and defined as it was. You see how beautiful that curl is? I wanted to maintain the integrity of that curl, so my choice is to not hot water it. You do have the option, like I said before, to dip it if you so choose. All right, so guys, we are at the finish line. We are done, and this is how it turned out. I actually love that number 4 and number 27 combination. It's a beautiful combination. But that is it for today's video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you're not yet a subscriber, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button also, and drop a comment down below. Much love, much blessing. Bye.